So who are our leaders? People, I'm sure, thought of all kinds of interesting names. Dwayne Wade, maybe? Brett Favre? I wonder who here thought of their own name. I guess nobody, or next to nobody. We're raised in a culture that teaches us to be modest. And modesty is a beautiful virtue, and there hasn't been enough modesty in any company I was ever associated with. But I want to suggest that when it comes to the idea of leadership, maybe your modesty is a little misplaced, because it's connected to a broken idea that associates leadership only with being in charge of things. And so stereotypically, when we think of leadership, we all tend to think about general, chief executive, bishop, president, and so on. And that stereotype of leadership is not the solution to anybody's problems in business, civic life, and so on. But in fact, that idea about leadership is maybe part of the problem. And in some respects, maybe the first people we need to think about as leaders are ourselves. Now, what do good leaders do to motivate the people around them? That was part 2 of our little mental experiment. And I'm sure people thought of wonderful qualities like decisiveness and honor and courage. I wonder if anybody thought of this idea enunciated by somebody with wonderful leadership credentials. He said this, quote, "You must love those you lead before you can be an effective leader." I just quoted General Eric Shinseki, who until a few years ago was chief of staff, highest ranking military officer in the United States. And the first time I heard it, that quote struck me as strange, coming from a military class that typically we associate with macho, being tough.